Bolshevik economic policy 1918 to 1929. State capitalism 1917 to 1918. Background: the Bolsheviks were not even confident of staying in power at this stage. They offered the people what they wanted only as a desperate attempt to spread their support base. Objectives: their objectives was political, the survival of Bolshevism. This was a consistent objective. This was based on politics without consideration of the economic impact. It was all about getting support, as they weren't concerned about increasing agricultural and industrial productivity. State capitalism policy. This policy had no clear direction. To a great extent, the Bolsheviks' land decree simply recognized what was happening, and it was just rubber stamping what the peasants were already doing. This included multiple things. Peasants. The 1917 land decree abolished all private ownership of land. Land was to be distributed to the peasants by land committees. This would lead to food productivity to decrease. Workers. Factory workers were given authority to elect committees which would control industrial enterprise. This was economically bad as there is no hierarchical system in the factories. Army. Soldiers were seizing control of the weapons and abolished ranks. This policy was economically disastrous, but it is not a failure as it helped the Bolsheviks to survive, as the policy did increase the Bolshevik support. Success and failure. The policy was more of a reaction to the events in the early months, but the policy did fail to solve the economic crisis. The Bolsheviks also didn't have complete control of the country, as they were faced with a civil war which delayed them in making a national-wide policy. This policy was an economic disaster, but it was successful in gaining the Bolsheviks' support, which allowed them to survive. Why the policy was changed. The economy was in a state of collapse. This free-for-all was simply making matters worse. The Bolsheviks found themselves in a civil war, and they needed multiple things to win this war. They needed to feed the army, they needed to get factory workers to make armaments, and they needed state control to direct the people to a Bolshevik victory in the Civil War. The policy next changed was designed around winning the Civil War and the survival of Bolshevism.